Welcome, everybody. We're here today with Cole Strader.
Hi, I'm Cole Strader. I like cheese.
Yeah, I found him in the street.
Yeah.
So basically, I brought him on to talk about because, as all hobos are, they know a lot about Columbus discovering the New World. So I thought we'd talk about that today. There's a lot of questions surrounding it, like, did Columbus actually do it? Was the Vikings first? Why does Ohio have a Columbus?
What?
Why did my dog run away from home? Why did he go to live on a farm?
Okay, let's slow down. That's the first question first, Parker.
Okay, maybe we'll ask about the dog another day. Let's start with Columbus first.
Okay.
All right. So I think we gotta start off with some background on Columbus.
What is happening?
Let's just start this again. Okay, so I think we talk about Columbus really quick. That might be important. Let's talk about his background. So, like, what do you know about Columbus as a hobo?
So Columbus was like a white dude, and like he was like, oh wow, the world's. Some people believe like, oh, the world's not flat, but no freaking one believed the world was flat at that time. But
That's crazy.
Columbus was like, oh, it's more like a pear actually.
He had another idea. It was shaped, I'll just say, like a pear.
Is the world actually a dinosaur?
I think that's more plausible.
Okay. Oh, before we continue on, can you tell me, are you professional hobo or is this for recreation?
I'm professional. I've been doing this for like at least 2 years of my life.
So obviously we just talked to the background, but he was Italian. Did you know that?
I did know he was Italian.
That's crazy. I mean, like, he had all of the spaghetti in the world, yet he still wanted more. When was spaghetti invented? Around the 12th century, so he did have, they're in the height of it. Well, maybe he wanted meatballs. When were meatballs invented? All right, I want you to guess.
1500s.
All right, we're gonna go with that because I have no idea when it was invented because it didn't tell me. I think it was, maybe that's what he went to the New World for. Maybe he was going to find meatballs. I think that might be what he's doing.
Yeah.
So anyways, with his Italianness, do you think he brought pasta on the boat?
There was probably some sort of pasta. I'm thinking probably some, classic freaking spaghetti noodles. I hope he didn't break them though, because he didn't really Italian.
Yeah, that's the thing though, because he didn't fly under Italy. Didn't he fly under Spain, right? That's
yeah, it was Spain. Oh, and the Spanish, I know for a fact they probably broke the spaghetti.
Yeah, so that might have been hard for him. It's like he had a lot of Italian turmoil there that he maybe had to snap that spaghetti because the people he was with. What kind of, do you think it was like the straight cut or do you think it was like the stringy like spiral?
Oh, probably straight cut, 100%.
Yeah, he seems like a straight cut. But what if they wanted? Did you think they had Alfredo sauce or they used marinara?
Well, knowing that Alfredo sauce was invented in the New World, it was probably marinara.
Alfredo, I see.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The thing is, maybe he lied about it. Maybe they discovered it on the boat and they just didn't want him to know. They didn't discover it years later.
Yeah.
Bro, how much stuff, speaking of that, how much stuff do you think that, like, just did there that we don't know about? Like, there's probably so much that they discovered they're just keeping from us. Like, the elites don't want us to know.
We actually thought that manatees were mermaids.
See, like, stuff like that. What if there is actually mermaids, though, and they just threw off and said they were manatees,
The government is protecting us. I mean, no, they're not protecting us. They're hiding the truth. Get out there, guys. I know this because I'm a hobo.
Go discover the New World.
Yeah, discover a new world and then claim it for yourself before the government can.
Funnily enough, one of the questions on here was, did he snap the spaghetti on there? I think we need to go back to that. Do you think that maybe, like, he was on the boat and, like, his chef's like, all right, what do you want? He's like, I want spaghetti. So do you think, like, he saw his chef snap the spaghetti and he just snapped his neck?
Oh, 100%. Like, he probably said, oh, this spaghetti.
Just snapped his neck.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I wonder, were these Italian sailors or really Spanish sailors? That's the question.
He probably had a mix of Italian and Spanish, and then I guess there was actually probably some sort of civil war on the boat.
Yeah, there definitely was. I was going to say, that probably was.
Yeah, they were fighting the entire time, and then Columbus was like, you know what, if you snap the spaghetti one more time, you get thrown overboard, and the manatees eat you. I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
And then outburst Christopher Columbus in all his glory of spaghetti. He's like holding meatballs in his hands. He's like, don't snap the spaghetti. So the trip obviously was like very, very long. What do you think they did to pass the time on that boat?
My guess is, do you know Jax, like the game?
Yeah, like Jax.
Usually they did that with like spaghetti and meatballs, or like at least probably like the meatballs.
I mean, who doesn't know what Jax is? I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
But I feel like you wouldn't get far with that, especially since they don't want to ruin their food, I don't think.
Maybe they used frozen meatballs. They were already frozen. They were completely solid. And you didn't get any juice on you because they were frozen.
Well, how did they even like get enough food for that jury? Like, did they make a stop? Because they couldn't make a stop because they're just going straight to the New World.
I'm pretty sure there was like a 7-Eleven somewhere along there.
That's probably true. Do you think that they snapped the spaghetti at the 7-Eleven?
Knowing 7-Eleven, probably. They also probably snapped it twice, is my guess.
Bro, what if we've been going about this all wrong? Maybe the Vikings were there too. Maybe they owned the 7-Elevens. That's where.
That makes so much sense.
That's like maybe they discovered slushies back then, and that's how they got through. They went to the 7-Elevens. They just
because there's snow in Norway. That makes so much sense.
They just didn't document it because they didn't have any receipts because they forgot to get the receipts from 7-Eleven.
I think what happened was actually they were probably traveling and they're like, oh, a New World, but the Vikings were actually there in the 7-Eleven, and then the Vikings were like, hey, we were here first, and then they're like, no, we were here first. And the Vikings were like, okay, no.
All right, so obviously we know that the trip did happen because history, the elites told us, and we'll have to listen to elites on this one. They won't tell us about the 7-Elevens, but they'll tell us about everything else. Okay, but, all of this doesn't matter. How did he finance this trip? Like, what do you think he did to the nobility, like, to finance this trip?
My guess is he probably sold spaghetti. That's probably the best.
I don't know, because they might not want the spaghetti because they're probably angry about it. I think like he held a rave or something.
My guess, yeah.
Bro, you got like Beethoven there. I don't think Beethoven was live at that time. Let's look up some composers.
What was Beethoven born?
15th century composers. I don't know who any of these names are. I don't feel like Josquin de. They got classic Josquin de Perez to just show up.
That guy did Old Town Road, right?
I think he did. I think he was just blasting Old Town Road there. And that got him thinking, like, where's this Old Town Road at? So they just like, hey, go find this Old Town Road. It's probably in India. So then, like, Columbus is like, yeah, that was the point of all this. Like, how much money did Columbus even get? It had to be like a ridiculous amount because that's 3 ships. At least $2?
Yeah.
Well, no, because they had to stop at 7-Eleven a couple of times.
It's true. At least $10.
Okay, yeah, $10 sounds good. I think it may have been $10 and like maybe a Sears gift card.
Yeah.
Because they probably had to go get something from Sears at some point.
Sears used to have everything before it like closed down.
I mean, yeah, they have all those fancy clothes. Like, where did they get those fancy clothes? They had to have gone to like a Sears or something. Do you think Columbus had like a power trip? Like, if someone doubted him like that, he just like shot him.
Oh, probably. They're like, oh, this isn't India. Bang, and it was just gone.
Yeah, he's just like, all right, well, we'll just cover him up with one of those blankets.
Not like a disease, the Native Americans, right?
Yeah, they wiped out a lot of the Native Americans. I think it was probably accidental, honestly.
It was like, what, chicken pox, right?
Yeah, but because I don't think they knew that you're supposed to wash your hands back then. They didn't have like the wash your hands song.
I know the guy who invented washing your hands was named Ignaz Semmelweis.
Yeah, it sounds like he might have not been born yet.
Yeah, no, he's a guy, and I don't know much about him, but I know he invented washing your hands.
Do you think they had Google when they got to the New World?
Google knows everything, so when they got there, they were probably like, is this India? And then it said no, so.
Well, I don't think it had GPS capabilities. They didn't have satellites, man, come on.
They didn't have satellites.
But we do know that Google is like in America right now, so it had always been here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, what they probably did is they probably walked in on some Native Americans around like a little thing, and it just a Google sign was there, and they're like, what's this? And they're like, oh, watch this. And they searched how to cook pasta, and then it showed how to cook pasta.
Yeah, you're not supposed to snap it.
Oh, it's Google.
Yeah, I think it's always been around. Just kind of like horses in America. They've always been around. I thought you only got to like Cuba or something like that. But America is the only country that is in North America.
No, I don't really think Cuba exists.
It might be a good idea. Let's ask the Google that was there.
I don't think Cuba exists.
He landed in the Bahamas.
Do you think Chris Pratt was there?
I think Chris Pratt might have been there. Like just like passing by. I think he might have like saw them. He's like, hey, what's going on? I'm going to practice for Mario. So why do you think he wanted to leave? Like, I would have just stayed there for the rest of my life. Like, why would he want to go back?
Why would he want to go back? That's a great question. He probably wanted to go back because he was probably forced to, because the Spain queen woman person was like, yeah, I need the information on this India you found.
No, me personally, I think you just add spaghetti. Just need some more. Go restock.
That's true. Because as we know, spaghetti doesn't grow in America.
The wild spaghetti plant isn't there.
Yeah, so
They do have better meatballs though, because
Yeah.
my mom makes meatballs and she lives in America, so
Yeah.
therefore they make better meatballs in America. Do you think that he ever just got tired not being able to write things down?
probably.
You know what he probably needed?
What?
Today's sponsor, dry erase markers.
I wish I had a nutritious treat that was also fun to write with.
Go.
Behold, it is I, the Expo Marker Man. I'm here to provide you with a nutrition treat that you can eat, snort, consume, and snort again. The Expo Marker gives me the energy to break through a table. My knee. Cut the camera. Oh yeah, I'll talk to you after this. Yeah, Expo Markers! Yeah! Dry-erase Expo Marker! It also comes in cherry! I just ate 13 dry erase markers, just like Christopher Columbus did. Do you think that, the Queen probably gave him spaghetti, as a gift?
Yeah, she was probably like, and for discovering a new continent, here is the finest spaghetti in Spain. And then she just walked up and snapped it in half in front of him.
You think that he just went berserk in his mind, but he knew he couldn't do anything because he knew he'd die?
Yeah.
Do you think he was super mad about being known for discovering America? Because that's not what he set out to do, but he did it.
No, he was probably like, what? I did not do this. I wanted meatballs and spaghetti and other things in 7-Eleven.
Do you think he wanted a city named after him?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they probably should name a city in Ohio after him or something. Is Columbus, Ohio actually named after Columbus?
That's a good question.
Is Columbus, Ohio named after Columbus? Yes, it is actually named after him. So Ohio just loves Columbus. Yeah.
What do you think you would think of Ohio, actually?
He'd probably think it's pretty mid because there's no spaghetti plants here.
That's true.
So he'd probably get mad at that.
We have a lot of corn.
We also don't have Chris Pratt, so we're not as cool.
True.
We do have Matt Pat, man.
We do have Matt Pat.
We also have Jake Paul and Logan Paul, so he might not appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, so what's the moral of Christopher Columbus?
If you want spaghetti, or you may discover a continent.
Okay, do you think he's a good person?
I just think he probably didn't do much wrong. Not that I know of.
Yeah, I think just like every other American hero, every hero ever, every historical figure, he has no character flaws whatsoever. Nobody's ever had any character flaws that they had to work on. Everybody's always been perfect. Everybody's always been woke. Everybody's always been on Twitter canceling all those people.
Facts.
I think Christopher Columbus would use Twitter today.
Yeah, he'd probably be like hashtag new continent and then send a picture. But then the Vikings would probably reply and be like, hey, we discovered that first. And then the Polynesians would also be like, hey, we discovered that. The Chinese might be like, we might have discovered that. I don't know.
Fact checkers say this is false. That's all he posted probably.
Yeah.
He's a fact checker.
Yeah.
Probably was. All right, so I think we answered the question of Christopher Columbus. Now to get back to the other question that's more important. Where's my dog? So what is supposed to mean when people say that your dog went to go live on a farm?
Your dog's dead.
It's Christopher Columbus. Oh no, Cole, he's taking Cole away. We'll never be able to answer this question. It's always Christopher Columbus coming for those hobos. Help. Oh no, I am going into a tunnel. We are losing connection. Oh no. There's a plane crashing into the telephone tower. It is destroying our connection. Oh no, the episode has to end. We won't discover what happened to my dog. Give the ball. All right, shut up.
No.
Start talking. Okay. Jimmy, what questions do you have about Christopher Columbus that you always wanted answered?
Is he still alive?
Wait. Let's talk to the microphone.
Is he still alive?
Cole, is Christopher Columbus still alive?
He actually overdosed on meatballs, as commonly known. Jimmy, you freaking idiot. Pay attention to your history class.
Yeah, okay, so basically you're stupid. Keep asking questions that are actually noteworthy. Come on, man.
Was he the first one in the U.S.? or North America?
Which one?
Both.
Well, America's the only country in North America, so okay. Was he the first?
As we know, the Vikings, when they set up their 7-Eleven, they had beer first, so.
Well, were they in America or were they just like road stops?
Oh, that's a good question. They probably had at least one in America at the time.
They might have expanded. Maybe they got there like as a tie. Like it was a tortoise and the hare situation. They were like winning by a ton. They didn't want to extend it, but then they saw it coming and they just tied. Maybe.
Can I leave?
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh no, Jimmy is getting run over by a bus and he has to leave. Oh no. And
his name is John C.